One view I have of the world has to do with society. What is society? How does it work? Well, I kind of see it as uh, a large machine, and there are great big pieces, heavy, heavy pieces, and there are things like government and church and school, uh, things like that. Great big institutions that are the heavy duty pieces of the machine, and they are kind of geared so uh, they kind of interact with each other like this. And so, just like a machine, um, you have these pieces that are interacting with one another, and then there are these. What I think music is. Music is the oil in the machine. So uh, music floats in and out of all of this, and it keeps it uh, functioning properly. Uh, that it doesn't necessarily uh, uh, operate any of these things, but it keeps the machine oiled and in proper condition. Uh, that it well, if you were to take all of the oil out of the machine, what's going to happen is all these heavy pieces are going to get very hot and fuse and get stuck together. That's what happens when you take the oil out of a machine. Is that it has no, it overheats, it seizes up, and now it doesn't function anymore. So the way that I kind of see society, there's heavy machinery, and uh, but if you take all the oil out, that machine is not going to last very long. And then the other thing, of course, is if all you have is a barrel of oil, um, you know, you don't get too far with that either because, uh, if you don't have a machine, there's not really anything to put the oil into. So there's kind of an interplay between the two. But so when you have these gears, you've got these gears intermeshing. Uh, what happens is that there's kind of a space between, and this is kind of how I see it. It's sort of it goes. There's two entities, and they have an interplay, and you get kind of a space going out like this, and it's exploration. It's where things overlap, and this is also kind of where um, silliness happens, funny things, and uh, kind of what ifs, where you let your mind wander, your imagination happens in these different directions. Uh, Anytime you got these gaps in between, they kind of shoot off in different directions. Oh, what's that gap between these two things like, and what's this gap over here like? Uh, and they're explorations, and they lead to things that are uh, enlightening. They lead to things that are just plain funny. Uh, they lighten your spirit, lighten your heart. Um, and no, they don't necessarily control the machine like that, but they make the machine function properly. All of this area out here, this is all of this zone at the edges of the machine. These are the machine can draw from this. All of these things are vital, if you ask me, to keep this machine functioning properly. That's kind of how I see it. That's the topic.